Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. We are in the final match. The two teams tonight have already earned their spot in the Invitational, the Blood Bowl at the end of the season. The question is, who's going to be declared the Chaos Cup champion? Who's going to enter the Blood Bowl in the upper bracket? Tonight, we've got the Division C champion versus the Division A champion. It's going to be the NC Snakes versus the BoLieve Broncos. Move versus BB Nut. Dark Elves versus Nurgle. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick, and then we'll talk about these two teams. The top 8 bracket has shaken out. As such, the NC Snakes defeating Conspicuous Disunion in the quarterfinals. Odin and Snuffle defeating the Fishy Fiends in the quarterfinals. Those two faced off in the semis, with the NC Snakes being the victor. The Blitzburg Steelers defeating the Gutterballs in the quarterfinals to advance to the semis. They faced off against the BoLieve Broncos, who defeated Philosopher's Song in the quarterfinals. The BoLieve Broncos winning the matchup against the Blitzburg Steelers into the finals. The favored team in all of these games has won so far. Does that mean the NC Snakes are going to win? Who's to say? It's going to be a good one regardless. Two great coaches, two great teams, two great records as well. The NC Snakes, so far they are 8-1-1 with the BoLieve Broncos. I'm sorry, the NC Snakes are 8-2-0 with the BoLieve Broncos, 8-1-1. Again, the winner today, they will be the new Chaos Cup champion. They will advance to the championship tournament in the upper bracket as well. The runner-up will advance in the lower bracket. The home team tonight, they earned it. They were the top seed in this bracket. They are the NC Snakes. They have 12 players on the roster, bringing their TV up to 1,400,000 gold. They have 2 Witch Elves on the roster, 4 Blitzers, a bunch of Linos, 1 Apothecary, 6 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the very bashy Nurgle team. Very bashy, very disgusting. Should probably see a doctor. The Nurgle team, the BoLieve Broncos, coached by BB Nut. They have 15 on the roster. 2 will be out with an injury this week, bringing their roster to 13 for this finals matchup. Their TV is 1,390,000 gold, with just 10K in petty cash going to the Dark Elves. Nothing's going to happen in the inducement phase. 4 Pestigors on this roster. They're going to be down a bloater. They have 3. They have the big guy, of course, the Rotspawn, and a bunch of linemen. All 7 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play against each other? We'll talk about the home team first. The Dark Elf team, they are very, well, not very fast, but they're speedy. You can see half the team MA7. That's great. And everybody is an Edge of 2+. That is fantastic. Has all 4 Blitzers to get all 4 players with the block skill. The Witch Elves, of course, are very, very important pieces on this roster. They have Dodge, they have Frenzy, they have Jump Up. Sidewinder, the number 2 Witch Elf, has Wrestle to make her a little more resilient. That's because the Witch Elves have an AV of 8+, and this is going to be a big factor in tonight's game. The problem for this team is going to be to stay alive. Cobblestone BB, SP Beaver, demanding death and praying to Nuffle. Welcome to the stream, everyone. But Moo really needs to concentrate on staying alive. That is the goal. If he can stay alive, he stands a pretty good shot here because of the high speed and the high agility. Needs to have all 4 Blitzers as well, just to have enough players with the block skill to make something happen on their turn when they're issuing blocks. You can see here, randomed into 2 dirty players as well. This is great for this matchup, I think. Garter and Korn, the number 7 and number 8 linemen respectively with Dirty Player. Dirty Player is Mighty Blow for fouling. That gives you a +1 to the armor or the injury roll, whichever one you need for on your foul. This could be a way to remove players, go up against this extremely bashy Nurgle team. The Nurgle team with 13 players on the roster, they're looking to kill elves. That's their job. Their job is to murder every elf they see tonight. And they're going to do that in a number of ways. The Pestigors have horns when they blitz. Their strength is effectively a 4. 2 have block. 1 has tackle. That can be put to good use as half the team has dodge on the opposing roster. Mighty Blow, of course, on purple chest as well. Mighty Blow, a big factor in this matchup, as everybody has AV9 except for the Witch Elves. That can bring them down to the AV8. That makes them a little frail, and that's where you want them to be. Just start getting them off the pitch. A number of players with Mighty Blow on this roster, in fact. The bloater, the number 5 bloater, Grave Mistake. The number 3, Pestigore, Purple Chest. And of course, the big guy, the number 9, Rotspawn, Mark Cloud. all have Mighty Blow. That's going to bring everybody's AV effectively down to an A+, 7+ for the Witch Elves. The Witch Elves, you have to be very, very careful with those Witch Elves. They're very important to the team. They're very fast. Jump up means they're not losing MA when they get knocked down. They have Frenzy as well. They can, they're excellent blitzers. bloaters. They can cover the sidelines, but they're very easy to remove compared to the rest of the team. Another thing to watch out for this Nurgle team are these bloaters and the big guy, the rot spawn as well. We've talked about foul appearance before. That is a nuisance skill for sure. If you try to take a block or a blitz against these players, you have to roll a d6. If you roll a 1, you lost that block or that blitz. But also in this particular matchup, disturbing presence could be a real problem for this Dark Elf team as well. Agile teams tend to have a passing game. Even if they don't have a passing game, they tend to move that ball around. Disturbing presence means that anybody within 3 spaces of any of these bloaters, so 3 bloaters and the rot spawn, they'll get a -1 to anything passing related, right? To passing the ball, to catching the ball, to trying to intercept the ball. They're going to get a -1, and it stacks with so many players with disturbing presence on this roster. BB Nut can take these 4 players and clog center pitch, or maybe if the Dark Elf offense gets pushed to one side, can clog that wide zone as well. And now you're looking at a -2, -3, maybe a -4 on catching the ball, on passing the ball. It can be a real nightmare to deal with. That is going to be something to watch out for as well here with the BoLieve Broncos. They have a number of players with block. They have the bloaters have all leveled up to pick up the block skill, which is great. One of the pest scores picked up block as well. Again, this is a very bashy team. They're looking to murder elves. If they can murder elves, they win. If they can't, I think they lose. The elves have the speed advantage. They have the agility advantage. If they could go on offense with enough players on the pitch, it's going to be real tough to stop them from scoring. Although we've seen both of these coaches, fantastic coaches, NC Snakes, Moob, hasn't lost a game yet this season. The BoLieve Broncos have only lost 1 game. This has been the most competitive competition in league history. 2 of the very best coaches we've had in the league. It's going to be a very exciting matchup, I think. It's going to be very difficult for both coaches. Again, as these Dark Elves try to dance around these bloaters, dance around all these players with Mighty Blow and block, try to stay alive. They're going to do that, of course, by dodging if they have to, but they want to get those blocks, not just to get their blocks and try to remove players, try to knock down players, try to remove 3MA, but also that's safer than just trying to dodge away, especially if you don't have the dodge skill. So it's going to be a bit of a tactical chess match between these 2 players. Really more so for the Dark Elf team than the Nurgle team, because the Nurgle team's going to come in, they're going to take their marks, they're going to try to beat up Dark Elves. The only thing they really have to watch out for is getting too aggressive too early. If they try to take a ton of marks against these Dark Elves early, and they find themselves with half or more of their team, let's say, marked, the Dark Elves can say, okay, fine, you're staying where you are. I'm just going to run around to one side where you're not. Good luck trying to get to me. So that's an option as well. But we've seen BB Nut not fall into that trap, keeps a solid secondary in place, doesn't get overly aggressive, tries to open up a lane, tries to open up a hole, tries to shut down the running on the offense, and then open up that hole on defense, and then take a shot at the cage. And that's when he applies the pressure. That's when he comes in on the ball, where the ball carrier has nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So I mean, this is going to be a great matchup, I think. This is going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. Adge versus Bash. It's a classic matchup. It's more difficult, I think, than it sounds on paper, right? You say, okay, Bash wants to hit, Adge wants to not hit. But it's more complicated than that, right? The Adge team does want to hit, right? They want to take blocks so that they can get removals, so they can get knockdowns. But again, that's also safer than dodging away. You can't just roll that D6 every time you want to get away. You're going to fail more times than if you were to take the 2-die block with the block skill. So it gets a lot more complicated than it sounds on paper. And we have 2 of the very best coaches tonight, or today, I should say, who are going to show us how it can be done. Looks like we're going to have clear skies for this matchup. Clivey says, I want to see it both down and eliminate the last player in each team and see what happens then. I tell you a little secret. I forgot there was a game today. I was playing Assassin's Creed and I was like, oh, I gotta get ready. Oh man. And now I almost choked on my delicious Coke Zero by the Coca-Cola Company. Give me a sponsorship, Coke. Clivey says, not playing Expedition 33. I've finished it. I haven't done everything in it, but I've done everything I'm going to do. Oh, it's not clear skies. It looks like we have a blizzard for this championship game. Horrormaster 1969 says if Broncos win, free, free, free flu shots for everyone. All right, so you can see here the blizzard. This is one of our favorite weather effects. This means rushes don't fail on just a 1. They fell on a 1 and a 2, or 1 or a 2, I should say. Christopher B, welcome to the stream. Cheering for this Dark Elf team. Snakes are going to be on offense to begin. They want to have the momentum in this game. Snowmageddon 2025. Electric Man says, is that 1800%? Indeed it is. If you're unfamiliar with the game of Blood Bowl, or in fact, you know, just math in general, no problem if you are. Let me school you a little bit. A 1 in 6 chance of failing. So on a rush, so what a rush is. So you can see here, the number 6 blitzer, Snake Plissken, has an MA of 7. They can move 7 squares on their turn. They can move up to 2 additional squares. Each additional square they move is called a rush. You have to roll a d6 for each of those squares, though. You succeed on a 2+, you fail on a 1. That means, oh, I just clicked through. All 6 on the blitz to get the game started. Roll a 3 on the D3. 6 open players are going to activate on the defense before this offense gets to go. So a 1 in 6 chance of failure, that is a 900% chance of failure. Look it up. That means now with a 1 or a 2 failing on a rush, it's an 1800% chance of failure. Never tell me the odds. Dude, I blitz to get things started on the left side. SB Beaver with the emergency rush warning. Thank you very much for the bits. It's a great song. Gets the knockdown on the left tackle. We'll call that the left tackle. Taipan, the number 10 rookie lineman. Repositions after the blitz. Clivius, thank you very much for the bits. Ball kicked to the 14-yard line just outside the left wide zone. Turn 1 underway. The offense retreating towards the ball, keeping the ball safe and secure. Yeah, Expedition 33 was absolutely fantastic. I loved it through and through. It could very well be my favorite JRPG ever. I wholly recommend it if you like JRPGs at all. A mark taken over in the right wide zone. Kingor collateral damage, the rookie Pestigore. Number 4 over in the right wide zone. He's the right corner. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz gets a push on that Pestigore. Will not follow up here. Good 2+ pickup by the Witch Elf. Black Mamba number 2, the rookie Witch Elf wearing number 1 in possession of the ball. Now trying to dodge away from the line here. Tried to dodge Moccasin away, but couldn't get away from the tentacles of McLeod. He says, get over here. Good dodge on the left tackle. Turn 1 now for the BoLieve Broncos. Clypheus graciously lowering the standard rush failure rate from a 900% to 99%. So it's just a measly 198% chance of failure now. Thank you very much, Clypheus. I'm sure both coaches really appreciate that. Gets the blitz on Garter over in the right wide zone here. Takes from the rear here to try to pick off this player. Uh-oh. What's going on? Uh-oh. We've got problems. Holy moly. All right, there we go. Whew, I just saw text. I was like, what's going on? Electric Fan says, where's the button to raise the failure rate back up? I think as the rush failure rate goes down, the stream failure rate goes up. That's how it works. It's got to come from somewhere. That's just physics. Turn 2 now for the Snakes. They're going to take a mark for the blitz here. 2-die blitz over in the left wide zone. Gets a pal on Rolf, the number 13 lineman, looking for a 9+. Got the armor break. Gets a stun out of this. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 came out on Friday. I have been playing CVS or Capcom vs. SNK 2 non-stop. Oh, okay, not non-stop. I've been playing Assassin's Creed as well. Boy, I've been having a blast. I love CVS. And in rank, they fixed. It's a bit contentious, but I think they did the right thing. They fixed a bug in the game. There's something called roll canceling. So in CVS 2, I won't get into the details if you don't play fighting games, but in certain configurations of your team, you can roll it. You roll forward, and rolling's invincible. But there's a bug in the game where if you roll, you can cancel that, meaning that you can cut it short into another move, and that other move will also be invincible. So roll canceling was crazy in like the arcade version of CVS 2, because you could basically make anything invincible. They fixed that bug in rank play, which I appreciate, but a lot of people who want the original experience don't like that so much, but they're wrong. Electrospan says, are you saying CVS like the pharmacy? I am. CVS stands for Capcom vs. SNK. Blitz on the downfield lineman. Gets a stun, repositions purple chest as the safety. SB Beaver says, what's SNK stand for? New Japan Company? New Japan Project? Shin Nihon Kikak would be what it stands for. But it's just the company, the proper noun is just SNK. S equals new, of course. It makes total sense. Turn 3 now for NC Snakes. NC Snakes with the ball still in their own 14-yard line. The defense, again, we talked about this a little bit in the pregame here, how BB Nut not getting overly aggressive with this defense. If we were to come in and just, take marks, whoa, what an arrow. Take marks, maybe swing around, take marks. The problem is all those players would get locked down, and then the elves could just say, okay, well, see you later. Off we go. Minute 8 left in turn 3 for the Snakes. That's right. I just drew on the screen. That suggests somebody's gonna die. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic demanding death. Who's got Griff? Oh, it's BB Nut there, the picture in picture. 2-die block over in the left wide zone here. Gets a push here. 2-die blitz, I should say. Follows up, take a mark on Wags, the rookie lineman, number 12 over in the left wide zone. Clypheus says it's like the ring, you draw the screen and 7 moves later you die. 2-die block here on the big guy, gets the knockdown. No armor break, big 10 plus to break armor here. So difficult. He's just such a gob of goo. It's so difficult to see if he's knocked out or not. Snakes on the bonus clock for the first time in this game. You get 7 minutes, 30 seconds in bonus time for the duration of the game. That clock never resets, even if it's in overtime. Ball's going to move one space forward to the 12-yard line. Turn 3 now, back to the Broncos. They're going to stand the rot spawn right back up. One thing I've noticed is that the camera lens, so to speak, so you see like the frost in the corners of the screen, that will frost up, which is a neat detail. And yet no snow ever lays on the ground. Blitz on Cottonmouth's going to sidestep forward. Sidestep means that typically you get pushed back on a block into one of the 3 spaces directly behind you. But sidestep means you can get pushed into any open adjacent space. Instead of the blocker choosing, it's you as the blocked coach. You decide what space you're going to move into. It's a great way to get around chain blocks. It's also a great way to get free movement. They've heated the pitch. One die block over in the left wide zone. Had to spend a reroll here. Going against a block player with the lineman without the block skill. Down to 2 rerolls now for the Broncos. Turn 4 for the Snakes. The snow gets washed away by all the hot, fresh blood. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Cobblestorm knows how these stadiums operate. It's good to have the inside knowledge. Coke Zero. Tastes like cancer. Minute 30 seconds to go here. Spending a bit of time here, Moob is. Pepsi Max better than Coke Zero? I don't think I've ever had Pepsi Max. Two-die blitz over in the left wide zone. Gets a push out of this against Wags. Decides not to follow up. Has 1 space of movement left with Snake Plissken. Two-die block against Rolf. This time gets a push again. Chain pushes into sides. Great chain push here to get Cottonmouth out to safety. Now has a positive dodge away. Sidewinder on the 2+ dodge. This is the number 2 Witch Elf. It's down the front right corner of the current ball carrier, which is the number 1 Witch Elf. 10 seconds to go in the turn. Better tasting. Better than tasting like radiation. Yeah, I guess. I mean, right, like, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a... but everything's weighing risks, right? Like, I could drink this, or I could drink 40 million calories of regular soda. Which one's worse? You know? Tried to dodge away Garter, failed to dodge, doesn't spend the reroll. Now, turn 4 for the BoLieve Broncos. Final turn of the first quarter. SP Beaver says, all right, we've got a whole quarter with no injuries. What are you doing? Draw some more. Yeah, 40 million calories if anything is worse, yeah. Believe you me, I get plenty of calories already. Dude, I've like it's a push here. And now trying to close down the right side of the pitch here. So you can see where the tackle zones are. Oops. Drew it a little too far, but you get the point. So trying to control all of this pitch and prevent these Dark Elves from moving anywhere except forward. Electric Man says 40 million calories of donuts is pretty good. I had a donut today. All right, so the BoLieve Broncos making their move here, trying to shut down this offense. Second quarter begins. The NC Snakes finding their movement options to the right limited. They do have Cottonmouth down pitch. They're going to start the quarter with a 2-dive block to get a push against Rolf, the number 13 lineman. Trying to find a way to get some players free. They have to not just move the ball down pitch, but they need to keep it safe. 2-dive block against Cauliflower here. Gets a push out of this. Chain pushes for the... Or chain pushes Wags off to the sideline as well. Still has the blitz available here, trying to open up a lane. .50 ago in turn number 5 for the Snakes. They have the ball on their own 10-yard line. 2+ dodge to get the mark on the inevitable blitz on purple chest coming up. Here it is, 2-dive blitz. Double skulls will need to re-roll the Snake. Pliskin gets the knockdown here. He's escaped from New York. He's escaped from LA. And currently escaping death here on the Blood Bowl pitch. Follows up. Still has plenty of movement left with the blitzer. Electric Fan says, why is there so little blood on the pitch? Yeah, that should be a foul of some sort. The lane's been opened up, but now the Snakes trying to find a way to capitalize on this. They do have a free player, Copperhead, over on the right side of the pitch. Are they thinking about shifting this ball to the right? One more space of movement with Snake Pliskin. Takes a mark on move, the number 2 Pestigore. They're going to pull that player from the right wide zone in. Looks like he's going to try a very loose cage and move this ball to the opposing 2-yard line. There it is. The ball now on the opposing 2-yard line. 2-dive block against Moob. Gets the knockdown here. Looking for a 9+. Didn't get it. Failed the 2+ dodge away from the... I was going to say the Pestigore, the Rot Spawn. Failed the dodge. Did get away from the tentacles. That's probably preferable even with the knockdown. Turn 5 now for the Broncos. They're going to take a block on Korn, the level 2 lineman. That's one of the dirty players. He's been blocked out of the drive effectively. Purple Chest stands up and marks Snake Pliskin on the front left corner of this faux cage. Bonix, the number 1 Pestigore, moves into position and tries to mark out Cottonmouth. So you can see Cottonmouth marked on either side orthogonally. That means Cottonmouth has a -1 dodge at a minimum, trying to get away from this position. 3-dive blitz on Copperhead. Gets the pal here. 8+ would break armor, but no armor break. And now, marking Black Mamba. The ball carrier, the Witch Elf, marked by Mark Cloud with those disgusting tentacles. Turn 6 for the Snakes. Still 0-0 ball game. The ball currently as far forward as it has been all game. It's on the opposing 4-yard line. 2-die block over in the left wide zone against Cauliflower. Gets the POW here, looking for a 10+ to break this bloater's armor. But just the knockdown is sufficient. Oh, got the armor break. Gets a KO. Very well done. We'll see if that sticks for the next drive. That's one of the strength 4 pieces off the pitch. One-man player advantage for the Dark Elf team now. Takes his blocks over in the left wide zone with the Witch Elf. Frenzy follow-up gets the knockdown against Wags, the number 12 lineman. Frenzy requires you to follow up. You have no choice. Two-die uphill against Mark Cloud. This is going to work out. Gets the push here. Very well done to free the ball carrier. And with plenty of movement left with Copperhead. Good 2+ dodge to mark out the players on the left side. Now Black Mamba number 2 gets to move. And the Dark Elf runs down pitch, heads for daylight. Now on the opposing 18-yard line. Couple of good dodges, trying to mark as many of these opposing players, these defensive players as possible, trying to prevent them to get free and take a shot at the ball carrier. Give them elves STDs. 2-die block against Bonix, gets the push here. Almost certainly going to follow up. Yep. Continuing to keep Bonix marked. Those are the words I was looking for. 5 minutes, 31 seconds left on the bonus clock. Electrics Man says, who's playing the halftime show? Oh, I am. I've got a lovely performance. I've got a concert, a whole concert set. No, I don't. Turn 6 for the Broncos. They're going to take a mark against Snake Plissken. Collateral damage on the mark ahead of the ball carrier. That's one of the Pestigors, number 4. Mark Cloud, the big guy, fails the really stupid rolls, so they are going to stay put. They lose their action. They lose their tackle zones as well. 2-die block on Copperhead. Whoa, no! Big time loss here. This is the blodger. The Oppo's going to be spent. The Oppo saves the Blitzer. The Blitzer will come off the pitch, but will come back next drive. It's 10v10 on the pitch now. Big removal there. Had to spend the Apothecary for such an important player. Block and dodge, very, very powerful, especially with only one tackle piece on the opposing team. Block and dodge means only a POW's going to knock you down. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. Pushes, re-rolls into double POWs, gets the knockdown. No armor break. The ball is going to bounce one space backwards to the 16-yard line. Good armor break here against Rattler. Another blodger, number 4. Blodger with the guard skill. What? That was... I don't know if he slipped there or if he just fell into the camera, man. But Wags gets stunned, just tries to avoid the surf there to end the turn. Turn 7 now for the Snakes. Ball's currently on the 16-yard line. Black Mamba number 2 stays on the pitch. Since when did we start allowing the medics to go to medical school? When was that allowed in the rules? All we give them are cleavers, and somehow they're making it work. It's ridiculous. A mark now taken against Purple Chest, the number 3 Pestigor. Clive says, man, that was just an absolutely amazing action order by BB Nut. Almost as if there's a reason these coaches are in the finals. Indeed. Here we go for the 2-die blitz against Purple Chest. Double pals yet again. Sidewinder on the block. Got the armor break too. Wow. What a removal. Had to follow up there. Might rush? I don't think he wants to rush. I forgot it's the Blizzard. Yeah, there's where the other assist is going to come from against Bonix. Gets the push here. One die against Bonix. Oh, both. Oh, almost spent. Oh, he's going to take the both down. I thought for sure he'd re-roll that. So the ball's still going to be marked. Free stand up there with jump up. Needs a 3+ to catch this ball. There it is. Very well done. Was typically a 2+, but in the Blizzard, it's a 3+, and that's the score. The NC Snakes on the board 1-0. Very well done. Ajax the Riot, welcome to the stream. Very, very well played. First drive of this game. Great blitz by Sidewinder to help that score. On the assist, 1-0 now the score. Dark Elves set up their defense here for one turn. They have 11 on the pitch. It'll be 11v11. Shamestone, welcome to the stream. Classic Elf B. Yes, indeed. Elves do what elves do. But regardless, like in all sincerity, Moob played a fantastic drive there. Very, very well done. Again, Moob undefeated in this competition. 8-2-0. Division C champion. The #1 seed in the top 8 as well. Now the BoLieve Broncos, the #2 seed. They're going to set up their offense. They're going to have 2 turns to try to score here in the first half. If they can pull it off, they'll be on offense to start the second half of this game. They'll be in great shape to try to win 2-1. 6 on the line, 7 on the line, 8, 9, 10 on the line for the BoLieve Broncos. Here's the kick. Bonix back to receive. It's a high kick. Bonix is going to be able to get under this ball and catches it. No problem. No problem. 2 turns left. Here we go. Block #1 of drive #2 is going to be a push against Tai. I have to decide on how I want to pronounce it. I'm going to say Taipan. I'm going with Taipan. Good removal here. Permanent removal against the rookie lineman Moccasin. 1-man player advantage for the BoLieve Broncos. 2-die block against Copperhead. It's going to get the knockdown here with tackle. Tackle negates dodge. Looking for a 9+. No armor break. Clivey says, which one's neck injury? It's one edge. So Moccasin's career is done. 3-die block against Taipan. It's going to be... Oh, who was that? It's going to be a both down result. That's a turnover, but another removal. Great trade there for the BoLieve Broncos. A 2-man player advantage. So currently, they're guaranteed a 1-man player advantage going into the second half. Thank you very much, Cease. Clivey says, what happened that got that injury? It was a both down result. So he rolled with the big guy. He rolled a both down. Neither had block. They both went down. And it was an injury on the trade for the Dark Elf team. Clivey says, thank you very much for the bits. The Dark Elf team just retreating. They're going to play everyone into the secondary here. Not just to keep their, not just to cover any potential shenanigans, but also simply to keep their players safe. The only player threatening to score right now is Moob. They're going to get a push out of this. Move out of, yeah, that's going to push Move out of position, so no need to re-roll it. Very well done. Dodges rat number 2 away. And he rushes just to show off. needed a 3+ there to successfully rush. It's going to try to take out rat number 2 here. 3-die blitz. Got the pal. 9+ will break armor. Got the armor break. Is it going to stick? It is. It's a KO. Very well done by the Broncos. We'll see if that KO lasts for the second drive. Or second half, I should say. 4+ pass doesn't work out. That'll be a turnover. 1-0 the score going into the second half of this game. The Broncos will be on offense. They're down a touchdown. They're going to be up a single player to be 11v10 on the pitch. Of course, this being a playoff game, there are no ties. If this game is tied at the end of turn 16, we're going to overtime. The way overtime works is it's another full 8 turns. It's not sudden death. It's a full 8 turns. It starts with a new coin toss, but you do not get back your rerolls, and of course, you don't get back your reserve time. So if we get into quarter number 4 and players are getting low on rerolls, and they can't really see a way to reliably make a score happen, they might hang on to those rerolls for overtime. We haven't had an overtime game yet this season. All right, so giving up the left wide zone and giving up both sidelines, shifting the defensive line to the right will be how the Dark Elves set up their team. Their secondary pulled in real tight right behind their linebackers. 4 on the line here for the Broncos currently. Bonix back to receive once more. Bonix with the sure hands. Gets a free reroll on the ball pickup. Here's the kick. It's a high kick. Bonix can get right under the ball looking for the 4+, and once again gets it. Turn 9. Underway, the Broncos with a 2-die block on the right side of the line. The right defensive end gets knocked down, but no armor break. Clivey says, I remember back in Season 2 when the Chaos Cup semifinals and finals for me both went to overtime, so I played 6 halves in 2 games. Yeah, it can get long. Clivey, thank you very much for the bits. Offensive line moving forward, taking marks. Blitz still on the table. Lots of marks taken by this bashy team. Ball currently on their own 8-yard line. Blitz against the middle linebacker, Snake Plissken. Gets the knockdown. No armor break. Ball moved up to the 2-yard line. To the Broncos' own 2-yard line. And the blitzer will fill in the cage on the front left corner. Turn 9 now for the Snakes. 6 halves in 2 games. Math checks out. I'm just sad he didn't say 3 games. Simplify your answers! 30 seconds down on the clock here for the Snakes as they're deciding what to do on defense. They, of course, really want to stop this score. If they do that, they've won not just the game, but they have won the title of Chaos Cup champion. But they're up against a very bashy team here. So in order to stop this score, they need to find a way to get those assists on those blocks, to push players away, and leave relatively few players to dodge away to try to hold this offense to a blitz a turn. That's going to be the tactical concern here. The strategic concern is going to be doing that while staying in front of the cage so that this team can't continue to run the ball down pitch. This is not a passing team, the Nurgle team that is. It's not a passing team. They're a running team, so they're going to want to keep that ball caged up and then move it down the pitch that way. That means that the Snakes need to stay in front of that cage, and they want to do it by giving up as few blocks as possible. Two-die block gets the knockdown here against the rookie lineman, Wags. Black Mamba number 2 on the block, trying to follow up here, but has to get away from the tentacles of Mark Cloud. Did so. So the Witch Elf has to follow up. That's what triggered the tentacles roll there. Follows up and marks the number 2 Pestigore move on the front left corner of the cage. Blitz over in the left wide zone. 2-die blitz gets the POW here. 9+ will break armor. Again, has to follow up due to Frenzy. Still has a space of movement left with Sidewinder, the Witch Elf. Nerf Zero says, both are good in my opinion, but the Blodgers are less likely to go down. If you can remove a Blodger, that is best, but any removal is big here as this chat is discussing what the right play is, to take out an important piece or to take out any piece. Tried to rush in the snow, failed the rush. That would have succeeded if it was not snowing. Copperhead, however, will remain on the pitch, did not break armor. Snow for it. Good knockdown on Black Mamba number 2 here. She will remain on the pitch as well. Move on the block. And now a blitz. Blitz by the Bloater. Bloaters have a strength of 4. This make this a 2-die blitz. Gets a POW here. Breaks armor. Breaks armor and probably caused some sort of infection. Well done. 2-man player advantage now for the Broncos. Clivey says if if I had made that pun, Ava would have banned me. Clear bias. Ernest says, can't run in the snow. Must not be from Michigan. Cage is going to move forward to the opposing 10-yard line now. Virtually unopposed here. Here comes the foul. 2 assists on the foul against one of the dirty players. Gets a stun out of it, but does not get called off the pitch. It's because the ref is looking at these cheerleaders. Look at these guys go! Oh, right, there's a game. But I mean, look at these guys go! Turn 10 now for the Snakes. So I'm from Maryland, and I had some friends move out here from Indiana, and they were like, they're like, you guys have no idea what snow is. Like, what we think is a lot of snow is not a lot of snow, apparently. Two-die blitz on the front left corner of the cage. Gets a POW here, looking for a 9+. Follows up on the knockdown, takes a mark on the ball carrier. I'm waiting for the day where you're staring at the cheerleaders and there's a random death. Yeah, I'm always afraid I'm gonna I'm gonna do something foolish and miss something important. Clary says, what cheerleaders are those? Yeah, they're the halfling cheerleaders. 46 seconds to go in the turn, trying to dodge away from the tentacles of Mark Cloud. Mark Cloud says, "No, come here." Sorry. Listen, I've got some poetry I wanna recite to you. Just hang out, guys. Just hang out. 2 players marked by the tentacles. Will it be a third? 3 players locked down by the tentacles of the big guy. Guys, listen. No, my poetry's really awesome. It's really rad. Just listen. Yeah, just hold on. Stay where you are. Listen to what I'm saying. 4 players locked down, 2 of which are the witch elves. Mark, you can see PB Nut in the picture. Thank you very much. Moves like, come on! Garner to get in front of the cage. 3 Dark Elves in front of the cage. 4 locked down by the Rot Spawn's tentacles. 2-9 Blitz to get things started here in turn 11 for the Broncos. They're going to get a push against Rattler the Blodger. Listen to his foregone poetry. 2-9 block against Coral Reef. Gets a push here. And now 2-9 against Black Mamba number 2 gets a push here. So the Witch Elf couldn't get away, but doesn't get knocked down. SB Beaver said, wait, did he just push with his gut? How else do you push things? That's how I get through doors. What are you talking about? Is that not right? Oh no! Mark Cloud, after putting in so much work on the last turn, has decided to just straight up forget what he's doing. Oh, fails the really stupid roll, and now has lost his action and his tackle zones. 1 die block against the other Witch Elf Sidewinder. Only gets a push out of this. Turn 11 now for the Snakes. Very thankful for that Rot Spawn forgetting where he is. Only when the door says pull. Turn 11. The NC Snakes in the lead, 1-0. They have 3 players currently in front of the offensive cage. A number of players were locked down by a single piece over on the left side here of the pitch. But now that piece is just mesmerized by the beautiful snow. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. Two plus dodge over to the right side of the cage to get the assist for the 2-die block. Gets the knockdown here on Show Me Magic, looking for a 9+. SB Beaver says that really stupid roll is why I'm afraid to take an ogre on a human team for the boneheaded roll. Yeah, I mean, I'd argue on a human team it's necessary. It certainly comes at a cost. I think when you're talking about boneheaded or really stupid, it's you're really talking about when should I block and when should I not, because you know it's inherently unreliable. And just having the option, or not the option, but having the tackle zones with that strength is often enough. It's a 1 in 6 that never happens. All right, 2-die blitz against Grave Mistake. Gets the knockdown here. Needs a 10+. No armor break. 1 more point of movement left. Cottonmouth will reposition right in front of the ball carrier. Bonix, the number 1 Pestigore, currently in. Whenever I say the number 1 Pestigore, it sounds like I'm like lauding him. Nobody's better than Bonix, the number 1 Pestigore. Nerf Zero says To be honest, could have just left the rot spawn and make sure the tackle zones were up, but also sometimes you just want to hit a bitch. That's true. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about with big guys. Like, it can be a tricky skill to learn. I mean, BB not clearly a veteran of the game, but for newcomers to the game, it can be a tricky skill to learn when to take blocks with your big guys and when not to. Good removal here. Good removal here. Got rid of one of the dirty players, and now a 3-man player advantage for the Broncos. So, sometimes elves are just looking so punchable. Stand up blitz against Sidewinder. Number 2, Witch Elf, 8+. Will break armor, but doesn't get the armor break. SP Beaver says, I had to learn the hard way to not use dodge when you're on the sidelines. Sometimes even good skills you want to skip. Yeah. Like learning when you want to activate, especially when you're new to the game. You want to do stuff, right? You want to roll dice. You want to move guys. And in a game like this, sometimes it's better not to do something, right? As Nerf Zero said, sometimes it's better to leave your tackle zone up. And often good foul here. I think this was a great foul against this Witch Elf. The Witch Elves are so scary. Had 3 assists against this Witch Elf. Did break armor, but only got a stun out of it. Did not get called off the pitch. But yeah, sometimes you want to leave your tackle zone up. And generally this decision comes down to, what am I getting out of rolling dice? Is it something I need to do or something that will put me at great advantage? If the answer is no, then you probably don't want to do it. 2-die blitz on the ball. 2-die block on the ball carrier. Gets the knockdown. And the ball's going to move 1 space to the left. The ball is now on the opposing 6-yard line here in turn 12. It's the final turn of the 3rd quarter. The Snakes have stopped this Nurgle offense so far. Pushes on. Oh my god. Pushes. I thought Freezing Star almost caught that. Pushes the ball, or takes the block to chain push Cottonmouth onto the ball to try to get this ball out of this disadvantageous position. And I mean, I think it's not bad here. I think it might be better off here than it was before. So now the NC Snakes, ball's marked by Freezing Star on the Snakes' own on the BoLieve Broncos' own 2-yard line. Judge Dredge, welcome to the stream. 2+ dodge to the failed 3+ pickup. Spends a reroll, fails the pickup. That's going to be a turnover. Quarter number 4 begins with the ball right back across the line of scrimmage to the NC Snakes 2-yard line. 2-die block against Coral Reef will get a push that's going to clear the ball. And now 2-die against Cottonmouth gets a push here. Gets the knockdown. Cottonmouth, the blodger, needed the PAL. Oh, he did not need the PAL. It took it with Moob. Good block here. Tackle negates dodge. But still got the PAL regardless. 2-die block against Garter. Gets a knockdown here as well. No armor breaks. Ball's been cleared. Black Mamba number 2 is going to get pushed toward the inside of the field. Bonex is going to stand up, recovers this ball, and will move to the left. The ball back in possession of the Broncos on the opposing 2-yard line right now. They have 4 turns to try to score. SP Beaver says a 78% win rate is insane. Yeah, very good. Very good. Another good foul. Yeah, going after these Witch Elves. Got called off the pitch, sadly. Didn't get anything out of it. Well, got a stun. I shouldn't say that's not anything. Stun's great because it means that Witch Elf is out for another turn. But this time got called off the pitch. Tried to argue the call. The ref said, nah, no. So that'll be a turnover. Now a 2-man player advantage for the Broncos. Turn 13 for the Snakes. They have just 4 minutes, 16 seconds left on the bonus clock. And they have no rerolls remaining. I just realized. No rerolls remaining for the entire game. If this game goes to overtime, they do not get those rerolls back. Failed dodge. Yeah, failed dodge there. Had the free reroll this time due to the dodge skill, but failed it again. That's a null turn. Turn 14 now for the BoLieve Broncos. They're probably gonna shift this ball out this way. BoLieve Broncos absolutely want to stall this out until turn 16, but of course they won't take a super risk if they can get in the end zone in a risky position. Then they'll get into the end zone. But these Elves, half the team's MA7, they're very agile. You don't want to give them an opportunity to score and win this game. Ball's going to advance down, pitch to the opposing 14-yard line. Nerf Zero says that's a brutal turnover. SB Beaver says looks like a high likelihood of a 3-half game. Good removal on the Witch Elf. Finally gets the removal and does not get called off the pitch. Wow, it is now back up to a 3-man player. Is it really just 3? Yeah, 3-man player advantage for the BoLieve Broncos. And their chances of winning are looking better and better with every single removal they get here. Again, that's a great foul to take against such a high dollar piece. You take that foul. The fouls are just straight armor breaks. Your assists are a +1 to the armor roll. And so if you get a knockdown on, say, a Witch Elf, a nuisance piece, a very important piece, especially with low AV, you'll see this a lot against War Dancers as well. War Dancers start as blodgers, so if you get the knockdown and you don't get the removal, often you'll want to foul them to try to get them off the pitch. So the Bashy team here in the second half of this game have bashed successfully. 5 players removed so far. Good 2+ dodge by Cottonmouth, the number 3 blodger. .45 seconds left in turn 14 for the Snakes. We're looking for a way to stop this score, but they need to do so in a way that's not terribly risky, because otherwise, again, if they're giving up blocks to this Bashy team, they're gonna lose players. .50-50 dodge by the Witch Elf. Whoa, to the one die blitz on the ball. They get a push out of this frenzy follow-up into an uphill block. Oh my goodness, it's gonna work out. They're gonna get the knockdown here. No armor break. What a play. What a play by Black Mamba number 2. Came in on the 50-50 dodge to the one die block to the uphill follow-up, got the knockdown. Turn 15 for the Broncos. They're going to blitz. They get a POW against Black Mamba. Move on the blitz. Repositions to be the assist against Cottonmouth. Bonix is going to be the ball carrier once more, but not before these blocks are taken. The Snakes playing to win right here, right now. 2-die block against Copperhead. Gets a dodge push out of this unless a reroll is spent. It is not. He says, that's fine. I will push you out of the drive. I'm A-okay with this. Now the stand up on the pickup. 3+ pickup. Good pickup. Moves the ball forward. Boy, oh boy, one rush away from the end zone right now. Does have a potential handoff to collateral damage. Turn 15 for the Snakes. The Snakes, if they can get a knockdown here, they'll be in pretty good shape. The Broncos threatening to score. They've got some die rolls to make first. As it stands, it's going to be a handoff to collateral damage. Collateral damage with a 3+. It'll be a 3+ handoff to score currently. SP Beaver says, I think that's the right call for move with the injuries. I think that gives BB Nut the advantage in OT. Christopher B says, yeah, BB Nut will win if it goes to OT. Yeah, I agree. There's been just such I was going to say such a ton, but there's been a number of removals here for this Dark Elf team. They'd certainly be at a disadvantage. Failed the dodge, rolled Snake Eyes over the right wide zone. Turn 16 for the Broncos. A 3+ stands between them and overtime. They're going to take it. They're going to take the 3+ as a rush instead. Trying to take the blocks first. They have 3 rerolls. Remember, these rerolls do not replenish an OT. 3-die block against Cottonmouth, looking for the 9+. Good arbor break, another removal! Another removal! This will only count. Well, I mean, it counts. This is only going to matter if they can score 3-die block here against Copperhead. Gets it both down here, or both standing. Here it is, 3+ to tie the game. There it is, 1-to-1's the score. Very well done by the Broncos. Very well defended by the Snakes. But they just couldn't stop the advance of this Nurgle team. And they're not getting back their KO. Oh, boy. Hopefully they'll get it back for overtime. They're going to have just 5 on the pitch. They being the Dark Elf team. 5 versus 11, right? Or is it 10? Let's see. We've got 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 5v11. I'm sorry, 6v11 on the pitch. So didn't get back this KO this drive, but we'll get another reroll in overtime, which means that's effectively a 75% chance of success for Snake Plissken coming back onto the pitch for OT. Here's the kick by the Broncos. Middling kick. It's a pitch invasion. The crowd does not like Rattler. It does not like The crowd says, look, man, you're not getting the ball. That'll be it. We're going to overtime. 1-to-1 the score. I didn't even see the KO. I hope the KO came back. Let's see. Yeah, KO comes back. So Snake Plissken coming onto the pitch. It'll be 11v7. So 4-player advantage for the Nurgle team. That is a significant advantage, but the Snakes are not out. Again, very fast, very agile team. So the BoLieve Broncos won the coin toss, and of course in overtime, you are always going to choose to be on offense. Clivey says the Elves are on defense, though. Defending is going to be so much harder than scoring for them down that many players. That's very true. That's a very good point. If they were on offense, they'd be in a much better position. But being on defense, it's going to be real tough. Here's the kick. Oh, the weather clears up here in turn 17. Oh, boy. All right, clear skies here for OT. Whew. Taking a mark against Black Mamba number 2. 2-die block on the line over on the left defensive end. Gets a stun here. Now 2-die block on the nose tackle. Gets a knockdown. And finally a knockdown on Rat number 2, the right defensive end. Breaks armor. That'll be a... that'll be a removal. 5-man player advantage now for the Broncos. Oh, boy. Cleffy says KO is as good as a death at this point. Yeah, I mean, the defense now is just down so many players. Like, each removal... So, if you're at 11 as an elf... Oh, double skulls here. We'll have to spend a reroll. Gets a push. So the Broncos spending their first reroll of the second half, right? Remember, they didn't get their rerolls back here for OT. Good pickup by Bonix. Gets the ball to their own 14-yard line just inside the right wide zone. Beowulf, welcome to the stream, says it's elves. The game's not in the bag yet. It's very true. It's very true. The game's not over. But as an elf team, you have 11 players. You're down to 10. Not so bad. But as you lose more and more players, each successive loss is more impactful, right? So in other words, going from 7 to 6 is a lot worse than going from 11 to 10. Trying to get away from the big guy there. Can't get away from the tentacles of Mark Cloud. He's like, listen. Let me show you a magic trick. I have this really cool magic trick. Foul on the Pestigore. Gets a stun out of it, but doesn't get called off the pitch. Coral Reef protected by this gaggle. Protected by all the blood. The gleam. the shimmer now that the sun's out. The ref couldn't see the foul there. Turn 18 now for the Broncos. First order of business is to move the ball up to their own 4-yard line. Good action order here. There's no die roll, no risk involved with moving the ball. Sets up the cage. So now the ball is secure. And now it's time to murder some elves. It looks like it's going to be against Black Mamba number 2. No, going against Coral Reef first on the blitz. Gets the knockdown. Looking for a 9+. Decides to follow up. If he stood still there, he could have made a 3-die against Black Mamba, right? 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's gonna foul. He's gonna foul with 2 assists. Gets a stun out of it. Does not get called off the pitch. There's too much blood on the pitch. Turn 18 now for the Snakes. Five-man player advantage for the Nurgle team. Getting aggressive. Whoa! Ho! 5+ dodge on the ball. Got through the dodge. But failed the 1-die block. Rolled a skull. That'll be a turnover. Turn 19 now for the Broncos. Good dodge into the cage. Two-die block on Rattler. Gets a dodge push out of this. B-Wolf says, is this the chord pitch? Two-die blitz on Black Mamba. Number 2 gets a pow out of this. Looking for an 8+. Got the 8+. That's another removal. That's a 6-man player advantage for the Broncos now. Just 5 left on the pitch for the Dark Elf team. Hard fought match by both coaches, but again, this Nurgle team, the Bashy team, they were able to get their Bashy tactics going in the second half of this game. They're going to advance the ball across the line of scrimmage to the opposing 6-yard line. Remember, OT is not sudden death. Another foul here with a massive player advantage. Why not? That's a 7-man player advantage, folks. 7-man player advantage. 4 players left on the pitch for the Dark Elves. Stand-up blitz against collateral damage. Gets the knockdown. Can reposition the blitzer. Has also freed up Rattler, the other blitzer. Both are blodgers. Looking for the most advantageous position to stick Copperhead. He's running them to safety. So I think this is confirmation that Moob's going to be playing this team in the Spike Magazine Trophy. Running the blitzers back to safety so they can't get injured. Yeah, Moob says, I can't stop this drive. I don't want to get more killed. It makes total sense. Total sense. Good handoff to Cauliflower, trying to get the rare bloater touchdown here. Turn 20 for the Snakes. Yeah, the 2 blitzers are just, they're like, good luck everyone else. We're out. BoLieve Broncos moving the ball toward the end zone. Turn 21 now for the Snakes. Yeah, they're going to click through. They don't want to risk any more injuries to this team. Looks like both coaches are clicking through here. And the Broncos are going to score on turn 24. That'll leave 1 turn left on the clock for, well, you know what could happen. You know what could happen. With 1 turn left, if there's a timeout, the NC Snakes could conceivably score, and it could go to kicks. We'll see what happens here. Turn 24 for the Broncos. They're going to walk the ball in here. They're going to take the lead 2-1. Oh, 2 KOs come back for the Snakes. We'll see what they get on the kickoff event here. If it's a timeout, they could pull it off. So the Snakes are going to have 6 on the pitch here for the final drive of the game. And they're going to screen out, the BoLieve Broncos are going to screen out the end zone here naturally. Oh, they're pulling. They said, nope, never mind. They're going to play a little more forward here. All right, they have to put 3 on the line. That's required. 6 on the line for the Snakes. They need somebody back to receive. They're not going to have anybody back to receive. We'll see where this ball ends up. It's a quick snap. Not going to matter. They're not going to be able to get in the end zone. The BoLieve Broncos are going to win this 2-1. Turn 21 for the Snakes. They're going to try to get some SPP here to prepare for the second competition of the season. Final block on the line is going to be a knockdown. Looking for a 9+. Doesn't get it. Frenzy follow-up here on Ajax. Breaks armor. Doesn't get any SPP out of it. We'll try to pass this ball for some SPP as well. SB Beaver with the gifted sub. Thank you very, very much for your generosity. Clavius, thank you very much for the bits. Tried to foul here. Gets called off the pitch. That will be the game. This is over. BB Nut and the BoLieve Broncos are the new Chaos Cup champions. Congratulations to BB Nut. They will be advancing in the upper bracket in the Blood Bowl Invitational at the end of the season. The NC Snakes will be advancing, of course, in the lower bracket. Very, very well played by both coaches. That was an absolutely fantastic game to watch. Tough break in the second half there for the Snakes, but that was we talked about that at the very beginning of the game. That was something that Moob undoubtedly considered before the game, and BB Nut was able to get that Bashy game going and remove a bunch of elves and won this one 2-1 in overtime. Very well done. The BoLieve Broncos, the new Chaos Cup champion. Congratulations once again to BB Nut on their victory. Very, very, very well played competition. We started with 27 teams in 3 divisions, came down to a top 8, and now we have a winner in the Nurgle team. The first Nurgle competition champion in league history. So that's going to do it for the Chaos Cup. Starting tomorrow, we're going to open up registration for the second competition in our season. If you're unfamiliar with how our season structure works, season structure, we have 3 open competitions a season and an invitational at the end of the season. The top 2 teams from each open will automatically advance to the invitational, and then a number of other teams may also qualify depending on how that bracket for the invitational shakes out. You do not have to have participated in the Chaos Cup to join us for the second competition. The way the rules are set up is you only have to play 1 competition. You could play all 3, you could play 2, you could play them with different teams, you can play them with all the same team. If you want to play this super rad game with us, come to our Discord channel, hang out, just give me a shout out, say, hey Ava. Yep, there's the link right there. Thank you very much, SP Beaver. To say, hey, Ava, I want to participate in the Spike Magazine. Actually, you don't have to do that anymore since registration's going to open. So the way it's going to work is just head on over to our Discord server, and in the Blood Bowl channel, what you will do is you will give me your Blood Bowl coach name. So, for example, here in the upper right corner, mine is Ava Unit 2. You'll give me your team name. So for me, I have Technobabble Inc., and then you'll give me the faction. So for me here, this will be a human. You just tag me with those 3 pieces of information, and we'll get you signed up for the competition. The rules will actually be listed in our Blood Bowl announcements channel. It's very easy to do. Again, just give me your coach name, your team faction, and your team name, and you'll be all ready to go. If you have not participated in the Chaos Cup, you must start with a fresh team. Otherwise, there are no restrictions. We'd love to have you. We have a bunch of veteran coaches. We have a bunch of new coaches. We love this game, and if you love this game, come hang out with us. I think we have one of the best spots to get started in this super rad game that's been played for decades. Hope to see you make it in the Spike Magazine Trophy, but if not, just hanging out's fine too. Just watching how much fun this game is. I mean, this game is great to play. It's great to commentate. It's great to watch. I had a lot of fun in this competition. I want to thank every single coach that came out for the Spike Magazine Trophy. It was a ton of fun. I have a lot of respect for folks, especially the new coaches that came out to participate. Their first time playing a game that is not simple, right? It's not a simple game to get into. It takes a little bit of practice, and that can be scary, especially if you're on stream, right? So much respect to everyone who came out. I hope to see everyone out again for the Spike Magazine Trophy. If you're new, I hope to see you come out for the Spike Magazine Trophy. Thanks for hanging out for all 9 weeks and then the top 8 here in the Chaos Cup as well. I had a lot of fun in stream. Hope you come out again for the Spike Magazine Trophy. That's going to do it for the Chaos Cup. Again, my thanks to everyone who played, who helped out in some way, who watched, who got hype with all these games, who got happy, who got sad. I love this game. I love competitive gaming. And we have a lot more of it this season. So we'll see you back here for the Spike Magazine Trophy. Registration is going to be open for 2 weeks, after which we'll get the competition started. Depending on the competition structure, it'll likely be a divisional, which means we'll have a round of voting where you get to vote on random pairings for the divisions. You'll see how it works if you sign up. But I'm going to stop babbling. Thanks again to everyone who came out and played. Thank you. Congratulations to BB Nut for their victory here in the Chaos Cup. I hope to see them back for the Spike Magazine Trophy. Hope to see you guys back here for the Spike Magazine Trophy. And registration will start tomorrow. So after registration, so 2 weeks of registration, then the Spike Magazine Trophy will begin, and then games will start to get scheduled for week number 1 of that competition. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. Thank you very much for the kind words. Clypheus, Festoon, Beowulf, Electric Man, everybody, Moob, everybody who came out and played. I know I've said it a million times, but I truly, I love gaming. I think gaming's much more important than maybe people realize. It's there's a lot of camaraderie and just fun involved. So I, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your kind words, but thanks for hanging out and participating as well. I really appreciate it. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and a tabletop forum at your friendly local game store. Until the Spike Magazine trophy, everyone. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and congratulations once again to BB Nut and the BoLieve Broncos, your new Chaos Cup champions.